welcome back to the adventure that is Eve Online. I've just pulled into dock here in my E-021 Mark V, and it occurred to me that this gives you a chance to get an idea of the scale of things here. This ship, if I show info on it and grab the picture, you notice up here 1,112 meters on the long axis. That means that from end to end, this ship is a little over 1 kilometer long. And if I back off the scale here, you can see how the docking bay dwarfs it. That is freaking amazing. Gives you an idea of just how big the station has to be to accommodate hundreds of such ships docked at one time. Thousands even, potentially, because this is JETA. JETA 4, Moon 4, Culinary Assembly Plant. And this is the biggest, most active trade hub in the game. And generally speaking, at this time of day, which is afternoon U.S. time, there is usually a couple of thousand people in this system, and that's about what's in there now. And I came here because, while I've not been feeling good, one of the things that I have managed to do is to move a whole bunch of stuff here. Now if I go ahead and show it this way, it's sorted by quantity. I have got a lot of stuff to sell. Now there's a bunch of things that there's just one of, and so on, but I've got 100 and 200 of various different kinds of missiles that I've picked up from missions. I have a little over 3,000 Hobgoblin 1 drones that I built, 15,000 Iridian Charge M. I've got 90,000 Scourge Heavy missiles, and 401,000 some odd of these ceramic fibers that I picked up on a trade deal. I'm not sure I got the best price on them, but we're going to sell them anyway. In fact, I'm going to be selling all of this stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and sort it this way. And just start getting this stuff sold. Okay, so let's view the market details on this. Alright. People are buying them for 41,000 and they're being sold for about 45 and 46,000. Alright, I've only got one, so I'm going to drop it up here for say 44,000. Oh, it needs to be repackaged. Let's just repackage all of these things with no number. Alright, now it's stacked with something else. Alright, fine. We'll just start with the 75mm cannon. Market details, 13,600 for the lowest price one. I'm going to go under that because I got this off of a mission, so it didn't cost me anything except a few rounds of ammunition. Alright, 13.6. We'll sell this for 12,500. Alright, and this one, compressed coil gun, market details, 75,000. Buy orders are for 30,000. Let's see. I'm going to put this up to about 72,000. Oops, not market details again. Sell this item. Okay. And the ballistic control system, same thing. Look at the market details. I'm seeing the price, and I can also look in here for the price history on this page. And you see there's quite a lot of them selling. 1,077, 940, 3,000, and so on. Back several days worth of history here. So they're selling pretty good. I might want to make it a point to see about getting a blueprint for these if they're selling that good. Alright, and the price, 45,000. I'm going to put this in at 43,000. Just to get rid of it quickly. Beta reactor control, market details, 55,009. I'm going to drop it at 54,000 to get rid of it. Cap recharger, market details on that, 28,000. I'm going to go ahead and drop it for 27,000. Oops, I didn't want to buy, I wanted to sell. And the golden amber, I leave that there so that way there's always one item in this thing, and that way I can get a trip to JITA by just locating JITA on the personal assets tab, because normally it'll just have one golden amber there, and that just keeps it showing up in this list. So I'll leave that. Alright, market details again, 2,199. Okay, let's put this in for 1,900. Okay, we've got another one here, market details, 14,900. I'm going to pop this in for 13,000, excuse me. Reactive armor hardener, 350,000. I'm going to drop it in here for 325. And we just keep doing this, looking up the market details to see what the going price is. And I'm deliberately setting my price to be the lowest one, so it'll show up on the top of this list for anybody looking, and it will have a better chance of selling that much faster. Alright. 2,800. Okay, I'll put this in at 2,500. Okay, 50,000 and 2 million. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go 45,000. Warrior 1 drone. 7,000. I'll put it in there at 6,500. Titanium plates, or titanium plates, or whatever they are. 44,900. Okay, I'll pop it at 43,000. With most of these things, especially these low-numbered things, my main objective is just to simply offload them quickly. And taking them to JITA, you've got a good chance of doing that, because being the busiest market in the game, it's going to have a lot of action going on fast. Alright, this railgun is going for 9,900. I've got 2 of them. Pop them in here at 9,100. I think is a good price. It's lower than everything else. There we go. And freight sensors, market detail. Okay, 1,500. This can go for an even 1,000. Armor repair, 9,500. Market details on this one. All right, 75, 8,000, 7,400. Okay, 7,000. No. 69,000, 6,900. That is a distinctly, very easily, noticeably lower price. Capacitor overcharge thing, 4,000, 3,500. Okay, and the railgun, 22,000. And here's something that I actually made. I have a blueprint original for these sinusoidal field generators. And you see the estimation right here when I mouse over it. 1.4 million each. Let's get the market details here. 1.3 to 1.4 million seems to be about average, and they're all station size orders here. All right, now I am going to $1.1 million. How about that? I've got 9 of them. They can go for okay. Now we're getting into some of these missiles. Okay, I've got 100 of them. They go for $59.44 a piece. 59, generally 59 or so each. Let's put them in here at 51. Again, I want to get rid of them. Thorium charge, 54 each. That's another one that can go at 51. Warp core stabilizer. That's another blueprint that I have. I have 130 of them. All right, they're going at about 19.8 or so each. So if I sell 130 of them at, say, 18,009, $18,900, 130 of them, boom. $200 of these auto-targeting heavy missiles, $12.70 a piece. So if I went in here and sold them for 11 1/4, they should go fast. Whoops. Okay. Nova light missiles, similarly. 1001, let's put them in there at 950. Nova rockets, whoops, cancel. Market details first. Okay, 925. Scourge light missiles, 200 of those. 1175. How about that? Okay, Hobgoblin ones. This is another blueprint that I have. I've got 3,025 of them. Market details. Potentially a good amount of money to be made from these guys. They're going for about 51, 5,500, up as high as 5,800. All right. So we'll sell that for about, how about 4,900? $4,900 per, and I've got 3,000 of them on there. Iridium charge M, that's another blueprint that I've got. I got 15,000 of these things, 32 a piece, 35, 37, 41. I'm going to pop them in here for 31. Okay, now I have 90,000 Scourge heavy missiles. This is fairly popular ammunition. Okay, let's see. 50, 50, 50. 50 seems to be about common, so I'm going to cut them in here at 49. Now, I can afford to do this because I made these guys. And that means my investment is just simply some raw materials that I mined. And now these ceramic fibers, I got 401,000 of them. Market details. Going about 232, 234, 235 each. So let's go in here. Sell. How about 225 flat? All right. It's all been gotten rid of. It's, or on the market anyway. Now bring up the wallet. Orders. And let's see. 19 out of 33 max open orders. That means the rest of these, just let's sort them by the price. And it looks like most of the stuff is already gone, easily. Yeah. 3025 Hobgoblin ones. There's 2975 left. There's already been a bunch of them sold. All right, I'm going to babysit this thing for a while and keep refreshing the market on them and so on, and I'll be back. All right, it's been a little while here, and a bunch of stuff has sold. I now have 22 out of 33 max open orders, and what that means is I can have up to 33 orders, 22 of which are open, which means they're not being used. So that means there is, what is that, 11 orders in place right now. And I also noticed something else on the regional market tab. You got the details here, but here my orders show up there, the same information. It also gives you the information, broker fees and transaction tax, 1% of the order value for the broker fee and 1.5% of the sales value for the transaction tax. And also, if I go in here to settings, mark my orders, tick that box, and I come back here and say Hobgoblins, right click and go market details, and it shows me mine highlighted at 4,900, and it also makes it real easy to see that somebody has dropped 10 credits under. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to modify this order. And I'm going to drop it down to 48.50. And when that takes, it refreshes and puts my order back at the top where it'll start getting more business. Otherwise, I've been doing pretty good. Warp core stabilizers, I've only got 61 of them left out of 130. Excuse me, I had to shut things down to cough for a few minutes. Anyway, things are going pretty well here, and I notice that every time the wallet starts flashing, that means there's been another transaction. Come over here and load, and somebody bought 2,000 Hobgoblin 1 drones. So there's 9,800,000 ISK right there in one transaction. And it's flashing again, so that means there's another transaction. Load it up. Somebody bought 10 of them. Somebody bought a warp core stabilizer. And you see over here the numbers are showing. I've got 810 Hobgoblins left. Let's see, warp core stabilizers, I have 60 of them left. It's just going great here. And more Hobgoblins are selling. This is working out very nicely. And I started with a little under 410 million. I now have 517 million with another 5 million worth of stuff sitting up here on the market still. But that's enough of the marketing stuff for right now. I think some of these prices I'm going to have to rethink because of the things that aren't selling. Like, for example, right here, this thing. I have the best price in the area, in the region right now, but it's not selling. And I look at the price history, and I think I can tell you why. 500 ISK seems to be about 500 to 550 seems to be about the average going price. There is an occasional exception, but not very many people are going to pay 45,000 for one of those. All right. That 18 hop trip is a long one, I'll tell you. But anyway, there was one more thing I wanted to get into before I ended the video here. And that is, lately, one of the things I've been doing is working on standings. And my standings with Roden Shipyards right now is finally up above 6.67. In fact, it's 6.93 right now. And the way I got that way is I spent a lot of time, because I wasn't able to do much anything else on account of how sick and nasty I feel right now. So I did a lot, and I mean a lot, of distribution missions. Level 1, 2, and 3 distribution missions, because they're easy. They don't require a whole lot of paying attention to a whole lot of things. It's just move this from point A to point B and go on to the next one. It's a slow haul, gain the points, but I did manage it. In any event, that new standing means that I can now refine, well, not the Jasper. There isn't enough there to refine. But all these other things, I can now do something pretty, okay, yeah, let's move that to the hangar so that I can actually do something with it. Now let's select all of it, right click and refine. And you notice up here, base yield 50%, net yield 99.6%, standings is 6.94, and they take 0%. I now have perfect refine. So I go ahead and hit reprocess, and now all of this stuff gets refined out. And let's see, let's stack all. Let's take the minerals of the ores and put them back in the can. And we look here at the minerals that I've got out of this. That's 52 million worth of minerals right there. I'm going to drop it in the can. And now there is 70 million worth of minerals right here. And if I show it this way, that's a fair amount of minerals. I ought to be able to do quite a bit of construction with that. And I'm going to be getting into my blueprints and making a bunch more stuff for another sales run to Jita sometime soon. And so on. Another thing that I'm planning to do is very soon to start working up a series of Eve tips videos. These will be short-ish videos with varying frequency that will have some tips for beginners on Eve that come from stuff that I've learned in the time I've been on here. Now, I am a long way from being anything even remotely resembling an expert on Eve. I'm not. But in my time here, I have learned a few things, and I think that I can pass that along in a series of shortish kind of Eve tips videos. And one of the things I need to do before I can start that is I need to get a few plex together so that I can do multiple character training. And that way I can switch to another character and have it train up skills as I'm demonstrating what I'm talking about, so that I don't have to pause the training on this character, because that would be a bummer. I've got one going right now. Galente Industrial is training to level 5, and there's another 6 days, another 6.5 days left on that training, and I really don't want to stop the training on this one in order to let another one train for a couple of weeks. So that's what I'm looking to do. Get a few plex together and start this Eve Tips series with an alternate character that the only thing I've ever done with that character is the initial aura missions. And, well, we'll be getting going on something like that reasonably soon, I hope. In the meantime, I'm going to get a hold of some NyQuil and some painkiller and go to sleep. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.